What I'd like to do is give you the confidence to step into these difficult conversations and transform them into constructive dialogues. You are worried about a conversation you need to have.
I am concerned. I have a really high standard for our work, and I think the best thing I can do is tell people, this didn't go right, here's what I really want, and then when I deliver it, and I try to be objective, not you did this wrong, but this was wrong, then it upsets them. Sometimes they cry, and then I feel terrible.
You want to get the result, but you also want them to feel good about themselves.
Yes, and also say, I don't want to have this mistake happen again.
Exactly. You also want to have a good relationship with this person, but if you say what you think, you're afraid you'll end up hurting her. So give me a name.
Suzy.
Suzy. So I'm Suzy, and I want you to do something really hard. I want you to talk to me without any concern whatsoever for how I feel.
Okay.
So go ahead.
The plan you gave me was totally incomplete, and then the people who are supposed to be executing it don't know what to do. So I have to step in and tell them what to do.
Well, I'm sorry this didn't work. What would you like me to do now?
What we need to do going forward is when I ask for a plan, I need to know what the specific steps are in advance, and that you're going to hit the milestones in advance, and that you're going to be responsible for communicating it to the team who's supposed to execute it.
I hear you're worried about the future.
Yes.
That I may do this again.
Yes.
Yes. How do you feel saying it to me?
Some of the people I work with have such high standards for themselves that if I say they didn't meet their standards, they get really upset.
Who's controlling the situation?
Then they're controlling the situation.
Yes. But if the goal is to not make them upset, we already failed. You want to do everything in your power to support them. But at the end, upset is their choice. Imagine if I'm Suzy, I say, oh, why are you saying such mean things to me? You shouldn't say things like this. Now I'm all upset. See what you've done?
Sometimes it happens.
Yes, and how do you feel when that happens?
Darn, I wish we could have done it in a way that you could hear what I have to say without getting upset.
Yes.
Because I think we can work better together, and I don't want to just settle for you being less than you can be.
Yes. I think I understand your perspective on this. So I'd like to trade places.
Okay.
Okay. So when you say it is like this, you're imposing your view on everybody else, and they're likely to respond with resistance. Much safer is to say, this is the way I see it. This is the way I think it is. This is the way I feel about it. That way you open room for them to have a different view and initiate a conversation with mutual respect. Suzy, I called you because I feel disappointed about the way this project is going, and I wanted to have a conversation with you and understand what happened.
Well, I don't have enough time to do everything, so I guess you just need to explain your goals better to me.
Yeah, I realize you have a lot on your plate, and what I'm learning now is that you don't feel you have the resources to do everything that's on your plate. Is that fair?
Yes.
I wonder what we can do different so I don't get surprised like this, because it's not acceptable for me to find out that the project is late and then you saying you can't do everything. So do you have a suggestion on how we can take care of this?
Well, I think you need to be clear on your goals with me.
Yes.
Because you keep giving me things to do that take longer than I have time to do, and then because you're not clear, I can get my job done.
I would change something. Instead of being clear about my goals, I think I need to be clear about my requests, what I'm asking you to do. I thought I was clear. Now I'm learning I wasn't clear for you, but I genuinely thought I was clear. I'm sorry you did not understand. And when I ask you something, I'll try to be very concrete. If you think I'm not concrete, or if you think that what I'm asking you is beyond your capacity to deliver on time, you just say, no, I cannot do this. I cannot promise this to you because I'm not going to make it. Does that seem fair to you?
Well, sometimes I'll make an agreement with you, and then someone else asks for something.
Yes.
And then, so then I try to do that, and then I run out of time to do this, and then...
So let me make sure I understand. You made a promise to me. and you had the resources to fulfill it. Then someone else comes and asks you for something else that demands your attention and your time or resources. And if you do that, then you don't have enough to do what you had committed to do for me. Am I understanding the situation?
You are. But sometimes I feel like I can't say no.
Well, but you are saying no to me because you're letting me down. If you can't say no to the other person, what are you saying to me? I understand that you're in a dilemma, but here's a suggestion. If you feel you cannot say no, then you need to renegotiate with me. That's what I'm asking you. You have to come back to me and say, that thing I promised, now I cannot do because I cannot say no to the other person. I cannot work with you without that promise that you will not let me down without telling me in advance. Does that seem fair to you?
Are you saying you don't trust me?
Absolutely. You betrayed my trust because you said you were going to do something and then you used your resources to do something else and you let me down. If you keep doing that, I can't work with you. So this is my boundary. Are you willing to work with me with integrity? If you promise something, you don't break your promise without letting me know.
Okay.
Okay, let's pause. How do you feel inside as Suzy?
Worried.
But what do you think of me as a manager?
You're very clear about where the boundary is.
Does it seem fair to you?
It does seem fair.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a secret. As a manager, I'm not so worried about whether you like me. And I know this deep inside my heart. I want to be nice. I want to care for you. But it's not caring to allow you to misbehave. Mm-hmm. So with the other person, it's like a hook. Like, oh, I don't want to be mean. I don't want them to not like me. But sometimes that's the way people will manipulate you. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do with Suzy?
I'm going to trust that we've restored our trust and bring it up when or if there is a break and just address it at the times.
Yes. So my last suggestion would be, instead of waiting for the break to happen, you can be proactive and bring it up when the relationship is good. Because in the middle of the break, there's anger. But right now, if the barrier is lower, if you just walk up to her and say, Suzy, I've been thinking about this, and I realized, and there's something I did not tell you. And then you can bring this up and negotiate with her, but when the slate is clean, not when somebody has already broken the commitment. How does that sound to you?
Good, because at some point, I do want to feel that we're on the same page. It is about us trusting each other on the agreements we've made and not so much about how we feel about that trust.
Yes, very good. Well, thank you very much. You have a mission. You have some dear values you want to express in this world. And you will only be able to do this by engaging in these tough conversations. My hope is that with these skills, you will be able to step into them boldly and confidently.